Hold on to your tiny phones because something unbelievable is quietly taking shape behind the scenes at Apple. Just when the tech world had fully surrendered to oversized slabs of glass, giant displays, and pocket-stretching smartphones that require two hands and a small prayer to use comfortably, a massive new wave of leaks is pointing toward a shocking reversal in Apple's long-term strategy. For years, compact phone lovers have felt abandoned, watching the iPhone mini line capture our hearts only to disappear almost as quickly as it arrived. Millions of users stayed loyal to their iPhone 12 mini and iPhone 13 mini, refusing to upgrade because every new model felt heavier, wider, and less practical for daily life. If you're one of those people still gripping your mini like a rare collector's item, afraid the battery might finally give up before Apple brings small phones back, this news is made for you. According to supply chain chatter, internal prototype leaks, and analyst reports from Asia, Apple is preparing a device for 2026 that could revive the compact smartphone category in a way no one expected. It is rumored to be called the iPhone 17 mini, and it may become one of the most important iPhones Apple has released in the last decade. This is not just a smaller phone, and it is certainly not a lazy refresh or Apple repeating the same mistake that caused the original mini to fail. This is a strategic reboot featuring a compact size, modern design, flagship-level performance, aggressive pricing, and full support for Apple's AI future. If these leaks are accurate, it could become the most popular small phone ever released. So let's dive deep into why the iPhone mini failed before and why 2026 will be completely different. To understand why this new model matters so much, we have to rewind the clock a little bit. When Apple launched the iPhone 12 mini and later the iPhone 13 mini, tech reviewers absolutely loved them. Users praised the one-handed usability, the lightweight design, and the pocket-friendly dimensions that just made life easier. On paper, it looked like the perfect product, but sales told a completely different story. Most mainstream buyers walked straight past the mini models and chose the regular or Pro versions. This wasn't because the mini was a bad phone, but because it was expensive for its size. Consumers were being asked to pay near flagship prices for a phone that looked smaller and psychologically felt like less value for the money. Apple learned a painful lesson from this experience. They realized that people love small phones, but they don't love paying big phone money for them. That is exactly where the new strategy comes in. Instead of reviving the Mini as a premium flagship that competes with the Pro models, Apple is rumored to be folding it into its more affordable E-series lineup. This is the category designed to sit below the main models in price, but above the entry-level devices in performance and quality. This single change could fix everything that went wrong before. By combining a compact design with a lower starting price, Apple suddenly makes the Mini attractive to a huge range of people, including students, first-time iPhone buyers, budget-conscious users, parents buying phones for kids, elderly users who want a lighter device, and of course, the loyal Mini fans who refuse to upgrade to a giant brick. Instead of a niche product for a few enthusiasts, the iPhone 17 mini becomes a mass-market weapon, and Apple knows it. This shift represents a massive change in Apple's 2026 vision. Most people think Apple's innovation only revolves around flashy things like foldables, AR glasses, or artificial intelligence. But sometimes the biggest change is philosophical. Industry analysts suggest that Apple is preparing for a future where smartphone growth slows down because most people already own powerful devices, and convincing them to upgrade every year is getting harder. So, Apple is doing something smarter by expanding horizontally instead of vertically. Instead of only offering bigger and more expensive options, they're rebuilding their lineup to cover every type of user. You'll have the ultra-premium Pro models, the mainstream standard models, the budget-friendly SE models, and now, compact budget performance phones. The iPhone 17 mini fits perfectly into this puzzle because it gives Apple access to customers who were previously locked out by price, size, or both. Now let's talk about the design, because this is where things get exciting. According to CAD leaks and early prototype descriptions, Apple is targeting a display size somewhere between 5.4 inches and 6.1 inches. That might sound small compared to today's monsters, but for millions of users, it is the absolute sweet spot. More importantly, the phone will not look outdated. Key design upgrades include ultra-thin bezels, a flat aluminum frame, a glass back, and rounded edges for comfort. But the biggest visual change is the inclusion of a full dynamic island instead of notch. This means you get a modern 2026 style front design, not a recycled old shell from years ago. The dynamic island alone is a huge psychological upgrade because it instantly makes the phone feel current, premium, and connected to the rest of Apple's ecosystem. To control costs, Apple is expected to offer limited color options like matte black, clean white, soft blue, or graphite. There will likely be no fancy gradients or luxury finishes, just simple, minimal, and practical designs, which is exactly what the target audience wants. The screen is where Apple will carefully draw the line between affordable and premium. Leaks suggest the iPhone 17e mini will use a Super Retina XDR OLED panel, possibly sourced from older but high-quality iPhone 14 stock or refreshed production lines. That means you get deep blacks, excellent contrast, HDR support, up to 1,200 nits brightness, true tone, and a wide color gamut. In real-world use, it will look fantastic. However, there is one limitation you need to know about. The refresh rate will almost certainly stay at 60 Hz. There is no promotion and no ultra-smooth scrolling. This is intentional because Apple protects its Pro models by keeping high refresh rates exclusive to them. It is a marketing and product segmentation decision, not a technical limitation. For most users, 60 Hz is still perfectly smooth for social media, messaging, YouTube, browsing, and gaming. Only hardcore spec enthusiasts will complain, and honestly, for the price and size, most buyers will happily accept the trade-off. Here is where the story becomes truly wild. Multiple independent sources claim the iPhone 17e mini will be powered by the A19 chip, the same generation processor expected in Apple's main lineup. If this is true, it would make it one of the most powerful compact phones ever built. The expected A19 specifications include a 3nm enhanced process, a 6-core CPU, a 5-core GPU, and a 16-core neural engine. Why does this matter for a budget phone? Because Apple is entering its AI era. Apple Intelligence, on-device language models, image processing, voice assistance, real-time translation, and smart automation all require serious computing power. Apple cannot afford to release a cheap phone that becomes obsolete in 2 years, so they are future-proofing it. To support this performance, RAM is rumored to increase to 8 GB, which is a massive upgrade over previous budget models. Storage options are expected to start at 128 GB, with 256 and 512 GB variants available. This makes the 17e mini not just small, but fast, capable, and long-lasting. Connectivity is also getting a major overhaul. Apple is rumored to debut its in-house C1 modem in this model. That means better signal stability, lower power consumption, improved 5G efficiency, and tighter integration with iOS. You can also expect standard features like USB-C, Face ID, emergency SOS via satellite, and crash detection. This is not a stripped-down phone. It is a compact flagship disguised as a budget device. When it comes to the camera setup, Apple is going back to basics in the best way possible. Instead of chasing crazy lens counts, leaks point to a single 48-megapixel rear camera. And honestly, that is more than enough. Thanks to computational photography, sensor cropping, and AI-based image processing, this camera is expected to deliver sharp daylight photos, strong low-light performance, portrait mode, 4K video at 60 frames per second, and cinematic stabilization. For 95% of users, this will be more than sufficient. On the front, a 12-megapixel or possibly 18-megapixel selfie camera is rumored, which is perfect for FaceTime, TikTok, and video calls. Perhaps the biggest surprise of all is the battery life. Small phones usually mean small batteries, but not this time. Leaks suggest a battery capacity around 4,500 mAh. For compact PH1, this is absolutely insane. Combined with the efficient A19 chip and Apple's new modem, this could deliver up to 20 hours of mixed use, meaning genuine all-day battery life and excellent standby time. Charging is expected to include MagSafe, which alone could make the phone legendary among many fans. As for the release date, trial production is rumored to begin in April 2025, with full mass production later that year. The official launch window points to spring 2026, likely in May. Apple is expected to launch it separately from the main iPhone 17 lineup, giving it its own spotlight. Now, for the most exciting part, the price. Leaks suggest the 128GB model will start at just $599, with the 256GB model coming in at $699. With carrier deals and trade-ins, many users could get it for far less. This pricing completely changes the game. If these leaks turn out to be accurate, the iPhone 17e mini is not just another phone release. It is Apple admitting that not everyone wants a huge device, not everyone can afford $1,000 phones, and that compact design still matters. It delivers flagship performance, modern design, strong battery life, AI-ready hardware, and a pocket-friendly size, all for a reasonable price. Yes, the 60Hz display is disappointing for spec lovers, but for millions of users, this will be the perfect balance of power, portability, and price. It could become the best-selling mini phone in history and possibly the smartest move Apple makes in 2026. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe for more Apple leaks, future iPhone news, and in-depth tech analysis. Share this video with anyone you know who hates big phones and is waiting for a miracle. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Stay tuned because Apple's small comeback might just be the biggest story of the year.